Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So our topic for today is finding the mean and variance of a discrete random variable. When we say mean, it is simply known as the average of all the possible values that the random variable can take. So unlike the sample mean of a group of observations, which gives each observation equal weight, the mean of the random variable weights each outcome x according to its probability p of x. The mean of the random variable x is also called as the expected value of x. So its formula states that mu is equal to the summation of x times p of x, where the p of x is the corresponding probability, while x is the value of the random variable, and mu is the mean or expected value. So when we say variance, it is the difference between the summation of the products of the squared value of the random variable and its corresponding probability and the square of the mean. So, okay, so its formula states that the theta squared is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus mu squared, where mu is the mean or expected value, the theta is the variance, the x is the value of the random variable, and p of x is the corresponding probability. To find the standard deviation, okay, so you need to have the variance first, okay, so all you have to do is to find the square root of the variance you have. So that is how you find the standard deviation of the discrete random variable. Okay, so I'm going to teach you on how to solve using this example. Okay, so Madison had played a game which is about shooting the balls at a basket, wherein it is possible that she can shoot 2, 3, 4, or 5 balls each time she plays. The probability distribution for each outcome is provided by the following table. Okay, so here is the table. Okay, so what are we going to do is to find its mean. So our first step is, okay, so now we have our x and p of x. So first, what are we going to do here is we're going to find every x times p of x. So what are we going to do is we're going to multiply 2 times 0.32, 3 times 0.18, 4 times 0.24, and 5 times 0.26. So as we see that we're going to multiply the x with its corresponding probability. Okay, so what are we going to do next is we're going to multiply each of it. So 0.32 times 2 is 0.64, while 0.18 times 3 is 0.54, while 4 times 0.24 is 0.96, and 5 times 0.26 is 1.30. So let's see. Okay, so what are we going to do is we're now going to add each of it. We're going to add all the products of x and p of x. So now we're going to add, so based on how I compute, okay, the sum is 3.44. So let's check. So what are we going to do is we're going to add all the products. Okay, so th- this shows that we're going to multiply each of the x and p of x. So it turns out to be like this, right? So 0.64 is a product of 2 and 0.32, while 3 times 0.18 is 0.54, while 4 times 0.24 is 0.96, and 5 times 0.26 is 1.30. If we add them all, then it will be 3.44. Okay, so I'm sorry, it just got duplicated. But okay, I make sure that this is right. So the mean is 3.44. So we can tell that the expected value for this problem is 3.44. Okay, so I'm going to clean my solutions right now. Okay, so now we have the given mean. Okay, so first, we're going to find the x squared. Okay, it's now time to find the square. So 2 times 2 is 4. So our 3 squared is 9. Then our 4 squared is 16. Then our 5 squared is 25. So we have found the squares of the x. So now, what are we going to do next is we're going to find the product of x squared and p of x. So all we have to do is, okay, so let me clean my drawing now. So as we see that we have found the squares of each x, and we have substituted from what is given to this formula. Okay, so now we're going to simplify the exponent. Okay, so here 2 squared is equal to 4, then 3 squared is equal to 9, then 4 squared is equal to 16, then 5 squared is equal to 25, then 3.44 squared is 11.8336. So that is the square of the given mean. Okay, so now we're going to find the product of each. Okay, so we're going to find the product now. Okay, so 4 times 0.32 is 1.28, while 9 times 0.18 is 1.62, while 16 times 0.24 is 3.84, while 25 times 0.26 is 6.50. Then now we're going to add this 4. Okay, so the sum of the four given numbers is 13.24. Then now we're going to subtract it with 11.8336, which is also known as the square of the mean. So when we subtract them together, it will be 1.4064. So it means to say that this is the variance of this data. The variance is 1.4064. So here, we now have the variance, so it's so quick to find the standard deviation. So all we have to do is to find the square root of this variance, 1.4064. So now we're going to find the square root, and here, so we had found the approximated value, which is 1.1859. So this is the standard deviation of this data. So the standard deviation and variance determine kung gaano kalayo ang bawat score sa mean. Okay? So now, we're going to discuss it again using another example. So this is different right now. So this might be a longer process since the scores are given or the grade levels are given or any numbers are given, whatever. Okay, so Isa was able to ask a grade level of her mentees for the International Mathematics Competition. Here were the responses. Okay, so ito yung mga grade level. 7, 8, 8, 11, 10, 9, 9, 9, 10, and 9. So we can tell that there's only one grade 7 student, there are two grade 8 students, there are four grade 9 students, there are two grade 10 students, and there's only one grade 11 student. Okay, so now we're going to identify the frequency distribution. So here, ta-da! So the frequency is based on the number of students according to the grade level. So in grade 7, we have only one. In grade 8, we have only two. In grade 9, we have four. While in grade 10, we have two. And in grade 11, we have only one. So if we add them together, it will be 10. So ibig sabihin 10 ang students. Okay, so now, we're going to find the probability. Okay, so let's recall. So the number of grade 7 is 1, while here is 2, then 4, then 2, then 1. So the total number of students is the total number of outcomes, right? So let me write the total number of students It's just like the total number of atoms. So, so each frequency represents the desired outcome. So these are the desired outcomes for each grade level. So here we're going to apply the formula of probability. So it will be, or shall I say the definition? It will be 1 over 10, then 2 over 10, 4 over 10, 2 over 10, and 1 over 10. So we will see if I am right. Okay, so ta-da! Okay, so I have decided to convert into the decimal. So it will look easier. While for the grade 8 here, so I have reduced the lowest term and change it into a decimal. Then here, likewise with the grade 9, which is 4 over 10, then I do the same thing as I did with the grade 8. And also for the grade 10, it's the same as the grade 8. And for the grade 11, it's 1 over 10, which is 0.1. So, it matching, di ba? Okay. So now, we have determined the probability for each grade level. So now, we're going to find the mean, standard deviation, and variance of the given data. Okay. So, using this table, okay, so here is now the table where the X comprises of the grade levels of the students of ESA, while the P of X, or shall I say the corresponding probability, which compose of the probability according to the number of students. Okay, so here, so what are we going to do here is we're going to multiply X with P of X. Okay, so here, this will be 7 times 0.10, 8 times 0.20, then 9 times 0.40, then 10 times 0.20, then 11 times 0.10. Okay, so this is the x times p of x. Okay, so we're going to refer to this formula. So we're going to use this formula to find the mean. Okay, so first, okay, so what we did is we multiply x with its corresponding probability, then after finding the products, now then we're going to add all the products. That's why there is plus. Then what are we going to do is we're going to multiply first. Remember the PEMDAS, right? We're going to multiply first before we add. So 7 times 0.10 is 0.70, while 8 times 0.20 is 1.6, while 9 times 0.40 is 3.60, while 10 times 0.20 is 2.0, while 11 times 0.10 is 1.1. So it means to say that we have found the products of the x along with its corresponding probability, namely p of x. So, bale, nag-multiply po tayo ng x and p of x. Tapos, ang gagawin natin is i-add na natin sila lahat. We're going to add. Okay? So, adding each of them, then this will be 9. So, 9 will be the average of this data. Okay, so the average for the data is 9. So we can tell that the expected value for this problem is 9. Okay, so we're now going to find the variance. Keep in mind that to find the variance, we have to make sure that our mean is given. So the mean there is 9, right? So what are we going to do here is, our first step is we're going to find the square of each x first. Okay, so now we're going to substitute with the given values in this formula. So we're going to find the square of every x. So it will be 7 squared, 8x, 9x, or oops, 9 squared, 10 squared, and 11 squared. Okay, so in terms of multiplying, 7 squared is for 0.10, while 8 squared is for 0.20, while 9 squared is for 0.40, while 10 squared is for 0.20, while 11 squared is for 0.10 in terms of multiplying. Okay. So before we multiply, we're going to simplify the exponent. So do not forget the PEMDAS rule. So exponent first before multiplication. So 7 squared will be 49, while 8 squared will be 64, 9 squared will be 81, while 10 squared will be 100, while 11 squared will be 121. Then, okay, the 9 squared will be 81. Kasi we're going to find the square of each mean, of the mean that is given. Okay, so now we're going to multiply with the x squared with its corresponding p of x. Okay, so 49 times 0.10 is 4.9, while 64 times 0.20 is 12.8, while 81 times 0.40 is 32.4, while 100 times 0.20 is 20, while 121 times 0.10 is 12.1. Okay, so now we're going to add the first five numbers here. So we're going to find the sum. Okay, so the sum is 82.2. Then we're going to subtract it with the square of the mean, namely 81. So the difference is 1.2. So we can tell that 1.2 is the variance. Okay, so this means that the scores are not so far, or let's say the values. I mean. Okay, so we have the variance, namely 1.2. So all we can do is to find the square root of 1.2. Okay, to find the square root of 1.2, then it will be 1.0954 in terms of its approximation. Okay, so you can use this as a guide for your performance tasks, your projects, or you can use this as a reviewer for your quizzes and your summative assessments about this topic. Okay, so do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Okay, if you have questions to ask, you may comment there. So thank you and God bless. Happy learning and stay safe and enjoy. God bless you.